What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about that scene in Obi-Wan Kenobi where Darth Vader allows Obi-Wan to escape. Now you could be thinking to yourself, why would Obi-Wan be allowed to escape? It's especially when Darth Vader's holding all the cards in this fight. Before we jump in, remember to subscribe to the channel. Apparently it's a good thing and it really helps us out. We do good videos now and again, I guess. And remember to leave a like. That'd be really helpful and much appreciated. So, Obi-Wan Kenobi was literally on the floor. He was out of it. And Vader had control of all the cards. The only thing separating him and his worst enemy was a bit of fire. Why didn't Vader just explore one of the many options he had available to him? And he had a plenty of them. So he could have either walked through the fire as his suit is fireproof. He's even walked in the seas of Mustafar, the lava seas. He could have doused the fire with the Force. He could have dragged Kenobi to him back through the fire again just to inflict a bit more pain. I'm sure he would have actually liked that. Or he could have even just crushed the loading droid using the Force. We've seen Luke do it in The Mandalorian. He didn't do any of them things. He just watched on as the loading droid carried Obi-Wan to safety. And eventually Vader just turned around and walked the other way. Now, the reason I think this went down the way it did is because Vader wants revenge. He doesn't want it to be quick. He wants it to be a long, drawn-out affair. He wants to inflict a lot of pain, suffering, and he just really wants Obi-Wan to feel what Vader felt in the 10 years since Revenge of the Sith. He's even dragging him through the fire to let Obi-Wan understand what it feels like to be burnt alive and just to have someone watch you. Now, this is actually evidenced when Vader says to Obi-Wan, as he's burning alive, "This is only the beginning of your pain." I also believe that Vader wanted to prolong and drag out this ordeal because he wanted Obi-Wan to live with fear, like the fear that Anakin lived with in the build-up to Padme's passing. He believed he wouldn't have any support from the Jedi Order, which included Kenobi, and Kenobi has nothing left as far as he's concerned to fear losing, apart from himself potentially. So that could be, if it's going to go that way, that could be another motive for Vader not killing him off there and then. Now, Vader could feel cheated by Obi-Wan Kenobi, robbed by him once again. This man in front of him fighting, although technically is Obi-Wan, isn't Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. This man hasn't used the Force in what could even be up to 10 years, which is evidenced in the struggle that he had to go through to literally just save Leia from falling a few feet at that point. This Obi-Wan Kenobi, let's call him Ben to sort of simplify it a little bit, is basically a non-force sensitive at this point, effectively, with a lightsaber. He's not the master that he faced off against. He's not the one he envisioned he would get his revenge against. This Obi-Wan Kenobi is also suffering from PTSD, which can be evidenced by the flashbacks he's seeing, the nightmares, and I think he even has sort of evidenced that with some pains in his chest, I believe, when he sensed Vader. He also lost his Jedi spirit, which is evidenced when he talks to that young Jedi boy on Tatooine and says the time of the Jedi is over. His mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. He was usually quite quick and quite witty back in the prequels. However, now he sloppily gave up Leia's name in front of the stormtroopers on the transport. Vader was just toying with Obi-Wan this whole time, which I think was his intention once he captured him. You even see Vader fighting Obi-Wan with literally the lightsaber in one hand, whereas Kenobi's holding it with both of his hands, and he's sort of keeping two hands on the grip in weird positions as well at times, and he's falling all over the place. It's almost like he's barely ever held a lightsaber. I mean, it's been about 10 years, well, it would have been 10 years, I'd imagine, since he'd last used it, and that was against Anakin, but still, he should still have some sort of understanding, I would think, but maybe not. But whereas if you look to A New Hope, Obi-Wan and Vader, they're both fighting, and Vader is using two hands for his lightsaber. This is because Obi-Wan in A New Hope, although older in this point in time, is in a much better place than he's in now. This brings me to the point that Vader has always wanted to kill Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Master, the one that inflicted that damage to him in the prequels in Revenge of the Sith, not the shadow of a man he's come in front of today. I think he's just disappointed with what's in front of him, to be honest with you. Vader is the sort of character that does want a challenge. He even asked Tarkin to assemble a team to hunt him because he was fed up of just not being challenged in a physical and in a dueling way. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's just disappointed from what Obi-Wan has to offer at this point in time. Now, with that in mind, there is some good news for Kenobi. Throughout the first 3 episodes, we have slowly been seeing pieces fall into place for Kenobi's return to his normal self. Now, this can be evidenced when we first look at him agreeing to go and rescue Leia. Now, that is after a bit of convincing from Bail Organa's behalf, admittedly. However, he still agreed to go off-world and rescue her, which is something he wouldn't have done half an hour before, and it's a bit further along the line of, the time of the Jedi is over. He's also digging up his lightsaber as well, which is also kind of acknowledging the Jedi path that he is on. And finally, I think it will come full circle when he comes to face Vader again, as he once told Luke, you must face Darth Vader again. Obi-Wan's got to do the same thing, and maybe he was saying that from experience, because Obi-Wan has been such a far off place from his normal Jedi self. He knows what he needs to do to get there. Maybe he's even told by Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan in turn passes that knowledge on to Luke to get him where he needs to be. And I do actually think, on talking about Qui-Gon, that we've been hearing Obi-Wan call for him nearly every episode, I believe. We will definitely be getting Qui-Gon Jinn in this series, and I think he will be the light that Obi-Wan needs to bring himself back. And that's when he can finally confront Vader, full-powered, and it'll be a much fairer fight. And this actually is foreshadowed, I believe, at the start of the season, right on episode 1, when Bail Organa is talking to Obi-Wan, and he basically tells him, well, you need to be who you used to be, when Obi-Wan tells him he's not the same person. Let me know what you guys think on that. It's just a little theory I've got. So basically, just to wrap it up, I'm thinking that Obi-Wan survived and was allowed to escape by Vader on purpose, because he didn't want to finish it too quickly. He wanted to drag it out. He wanted Obi-Wan to feel what he felt. Essentially, he just wanted to play with his food before he ate it, just to prolong the suffering. And allowing Obi-Wan to live that little bit longer allowed him to suffer in a psychological way rather than a physical way for a little while, because I'm sure there will be plenty of physical ways he will suffer if Vader gets his own way. He felt kind of cheated by the man that was in front of him. He wanted Obi-Wan Kenobi to be at his best and not this pathetic excuse for a Jedi, let's be honest, at this point in time. Let me know what you guys think on that one in the comments. I'm intrigued to know. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. May the Force be with you.